Welcome friends, in this video we are going to see the next welding process, that is the thermit welding. Okay, so this is the chemical welding. So the thermit welding process is actually discovered by Mr. Hans Goldsmith in 1895 in Essen, which is in Germany. Okay, so this welding technique is basically used for joining the locomotive rails, then for the large gears and some failure parts which can be get repaired. In that condition we are using this thermit welding. So basically the thermit welding, we are having the two chemicals, that is aluminum and iron oxide, and the mixture of these two is known as the thermit mixture. So the mixture of the aluminum and iron oxide, which is called as the thermit mixture. Okay, now this thermit mixture we are going to place in the crucible. Okay, so see, this is the crucible which is made up of very thick steel shell. Okay, this is a steel shell which is having the magnesia lining or magnesia tar lining. In that we are having, this is the refractory sand. Then there is a magnesia stone, magnesia thimble, and the tapping pin for the supply of the molten material. So it is kind of the filler material which is going to get into the joint and joining the two pieces of the part. Okay, so if you look at this mixture, thermit mixture, there is aluminum around 1 kilogram, whereas the iron oxide we are taking up to 3.2 kilograms. Okay, so if you take the weight ratio of aluminum as to iron oxide, it is 1:3. This is 1:3 generally, and the heat that is going to get from the reaction of this aluminum and iron oxide, which is the exothermic reaction. Please remember which reaction is going to happen, the exothermic reaction. Now this heat produced by this exothermic reaction is utilizing for the melting this thermit mixture, and you will get the molten metal. Okay, so these are the two pieces. So this is kind of mold preparation we have done here, so that we get this molten metal which will stay here, join this, it work as a filler material. We will come here between the gap of these parts and get solidify and make the joint. Now if you see the reaction of this thermit welding, which is the exothermic reaction, here is 8 aluminum plus 3 Fe3O4 iron oxide will give us this 9 Fe plus 4 Al2O3, plus the large amount of heat is going to produce around 3.01 megajoules per mole. Okay, or 15.4 kilojoule per mole of the aluminum per kilogram of aluminum, like that the heat is going to produce. And the temperature of this exothermic reaction is maximum up to 3000. Okay, what is the maximum temperature of the reaction? Up to 3000 degrees centigrade we will get the maximum temperature. Okay, so this is about the thermit welding, which is a chemical welding. Here aluminum and iron oxide, these two chemicals, and the reaction is going to happen between the aluminum and oxide. But one thing is that, please remember, to set up the reaction of this thermit mixture we require some igniters. Please remember, here the role of igniter is very important. So here the igniter is basically used as barium peroxide, or sometimes the manganese powder is sprayed onto the thermit mixture. So here suppose I am filled this crucible with the thermit mixture. So on top of this mixture we are placing the igniters like barium peroxide or the powder of magnesia. We are spreading the powder onto top, and now we are igniting that mixture by with the help of the metallic rod, which is at red hot condition at one end. Okay, so the rod is long for the safety purpose, otherwise the wooden matches can also be used, but this is the hazardous one. That's why long metallic rod which is red hot at the one end, and we ignite the mixture. So to get this reaction or to complete this reaction, around 25 to 30 seconds are required, irrespective of whatever the amount of thermit mixture you have taken for the reaction. Okay, so you need 25 to 30 seconds, the entire reaction get happened, and you can get the molten metal at maximum temperature of say 3000 degrees centigrade, which can be filled in the gap between the two parts which have taken for the joint, and of course they are put in certain amount of force or pressure. Okay, so in this way this thermit welding is done. Okay, so actually this as I told you in the beginning, the process is basically used for the joining of locomotive rails, for large gears, or wherever the failure parts are there, to repair those parts also we can use this technique. Okay, so this is the information about the thermit welding.